Hey guys, I came across a piece of trivia and it said that if a Pokemon with every single type was, a real, its only weakness would be rock. And I thought to myself, that's pretty cool, but I might as well go and give it a check. For a couple reasons. One, could be wrong. Two, there are some moves that can cancel out some of the immunities a Pokemon with every type would have, and I think that might change the weaknesses and resistances it would have. So I wanted to go through it and do it myself. This is pretty quick, but I hope you guys enjoy it, and I think it was pretty unique. I had a lot of fun making this one, actually. So let's just take a look here. These are all the types in Pokemon, all 18 of them, with their weaknesses and what that type resists. Now, something with a black box in it, as you can see in the top right, that means it's immune to those moves. So, this is just a quick overlook at the type chart and what we're gonna have to start canceling out. So let's get started here. Back to the same page, guys. First things first. There are 3 paths we can take when doing this. 1, immunities play no effect. Now, what does that mean? That means, look, if the Pokemon, if it has every type and Ghost is immune to normal, no normal, resistances or weaknesses should play a factor since you can't ever hit with a normal type attack. That would be immunities played as no effect. So, flying types can't be hit by ground. None of the ground moves should be, no ground weaknesses and resistances should make a play in the canceling because they can't hit the Pokemon because it's every type. Second path, Foresight is used against your Pokemon with every type. All of a sudden, now you can be hit with normal and fighting type moves. And I think that where the trivia really falls short is it doesn't include these other 2 paths here, because also you can either use Smackdown or Gravity, which would get rid of that, ground immunity to flying types. So I wanted to go through all 3 and see if it would still only be weak to rock, and to see if they kept that in mind when, coming up with their trivia facts. So, next, we're going to start with immunities play as no effect. Like I said, here are our 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 immunities. Right here. So, in order for this to make sense, right, no matter what, if your Pokemon's part fairy, dragon's not going to affect it. So all these dragon weaknesses, resists, should go away. Similar, that works with all the other, expanded types themselves. So what I did is I went and I got rid of every type in the weakness and resist column that is one of these 8 enlarged types. Boom. So back and forth right here. You can see it. Gone. You see how many are actually gone there? Like, that's quite a bit. So I just eliminated them because if a Pokemon had every single type, it's always going to be flying and it's always going to be immune to ground, like I said, unless it's, some other modifying move is used. So this is what we're left with. At this point, what you have to do is you have to look at the weakness columns and the resist columns, and you find a similar type, like I did with fire there on the left, and you can cross one out of each because, a Pokemon that has a weakness to one type and a resistance to that type, if it's dual typed, they just cancel each other out. So I went and canceled all the weaknesses and resists. So just like the fire would be gone, I went and did that with every other type in here. And this is what you're left with. So what does this mean? Just take a good look at it real quick. Besides the fact that there is an overwhelming amount of bug and grass resists left, you do have 1 rock weakness. So what does this mean? If immunities play as they have no effect no matter what, you do come down to having a rock weakness, 1 extra rock weakness, and you resist steel once, resist bug 4 times, grass 4 times, and dark twice. Pretty good typing, not gonna lie. That's pretty awesome. Now, however, guys, what if Foresight was used? If Foresight's used, do you see this red guy over here, the normal and fighting? All of a sudden, those are very applicable. Both of those now can hit the Pokemon, even though it's every single type. Foresight's used, the Ghost does not make it immune. So what I did is I went and I got rid of all of these immunity types minus the fighting and normal. I left the fighting and normal types. So take a look. See, now we still have the fighting and the normal on the field, wherever they were, in the weakness and resist columns. Because, like I said, if Foresight's used, you're going to be able to use these attacks now. So we're going to cancel out, and this is what happens. Looks pretty similar, however, there's a bit of a difference in that far right resist column. And it boils down to about this. You do remain with only the 1 rock weakness. but you gain a couple things. You gain 3 normal resist and a fighting resist. So don't forget, guys, like a 1 rock weakness would be a ×2. So, you know, there's no such thing as a 4 resistant Pokemon because nothing has more than 2 types. But you do see with Foresight being used, your Pokemon actually gains resistances overall. So that would almost be like a tactic to use against yourself. I guess it wouldn't really matter actually, because then you still would not be hit by the moves, but whatever, guys. Whatever. Shut up. All right. Third route. Smackdown or Gravity is used. Now, Smackdown or Gravity gets rid of your flying type immunity to ground type moves. So that's going to be really important here, because this time with ground is now applicable. Now, I'm going to ignore fighting and normal now, because now they're back to, if Foresight's not used, they don't, you get to ignore them. So let's leave all the ground ones in. Just take a quick look at here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Check it out when I start canceling out the weaknesses and resists. Right here. Okay, guys. Holy crap. We have another weakness. We have a ×4 weakness, because it's, two ground weaknesses. It boils down to this. So now all of a sudden, if you use Gravity or Smackdown, this Pokemon is not only weak to rock anymore. It's actually really weak to ground with the same old resistances it had. Now, if you're curious about what if Gravity and Foresight is used, just add those, the 3 normal resist and the 1 fighting resist, along with the ground, that we just discovered right now, weakness, and that's what you're going to have. But so, guys, rock is not the only weakness this Pokemon will have, because very well in game someone could use Gravity or Smackdown and give it a ×2 or a ×4 ground weakness. So guys, that's what I found as far as a Pokemon with every type, what is it weak to. I hope you guys liked it. I thought it was pretty fun, and it's pretty interesting to think about how OP that Pokemon would be, minus, a ground type move. So guys, thanks for watching, and let me know if you guys liked the video. See you guys next time, and always appreciate you guys watching and subscribing, liking, all that good stuff. Really appreciate it. I look at every comment. So thanks, guys, and yeah, like I said, see you next time.